Thank you.
How did you enjoy that one particularly? It was quite an important one, I guess, to get the team to a score.
Yeah, exactly that, to be honest. Felt like yesterday was much better batting conditions. It was a lot trickier today, so I guess making sure that we maximise that first innings, looking at the surface and how it could potentially play out here with the nature of things and the way it's cracking and dinting, the variable bounce that may come into play later on in the game. Maximising that first innings score was always going to be important. So for us to get up to that total, it was really pleasing, and to contribute heavily to that is obviously what it's about as a batter. That's your role, that's your job, and thankfully got it right to a degree today.
It was a bit of a full loop for you. You were dropped for the only time, I think, here a million years ago, and got a big one today. Did it feel like a particularly...
Well, thanks for reminding me. I'd not even thought about that.
It was a while ago, you probably forgot about it.
No, I think more than anything, you play as long as I have, you're going to experience a number of different things. And one thing I always try and look at is opportunity. I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to get to come back to Australia. Obviously, last week was great to win at the MCG, and I guess that presented another opportunity here this week, and to try and, I guess, help us get in a position of strength within this game early on, to try and replicate that feeling last week for the group, and hopefully that benefits the Test team moving forward when it comes back to playing here, having good memories. Look, a lot of this squad is the first time they've been out here, so if they've got good memories, and we can find a way to win this fixture. Next time we come out, the last two memories we'd have out here would be two Ashes wins, and I guess the baggage that might have been there for a previous generation might not be there for them. So there's so much to play for throughout the next 3 days, and we find ourselves very much in the game, and with the situation we find the state of the game is right now.
And obviously how hard it is to get a century or something out here, and now you know what it means and what it feels like. Do you feel slightly that maybe Harry and Jamie today might have regret giving one up and giving it away when they could have had that for themselves?
I don't think regret's the right word. I think you look at the position of the games, the position we were in both cases, and they were trying to move the game forward in the right direction. Brookie played exceptionally well, and it was a vital partnership for us, for him to play in that manner, and I hope he gains a huge amount of confidence from that, not look back at it in regret. It could be a vital innings in the context of this game. So, and same with Smudge. You go into a second new ball. You saw how it reacted. It was completely different, that second new ball, and it was about almost maximising that 10-over period ahead of facing that new ball. And you eke out an extra 20 runs. That could be the difference later on down the line. So there was method behind what we're trying to do. We're trying to move the game forward all the time, and when it doesn't come off, it can look a certain way, but you're never playing to get out. You're playing to score runs. I think as a batter, your job is not to survive; it's to score runs. You can't win games just surviving. You have to score more runs than the opposition. So it's making sure you have a good method in how you want to achieve that, and you can have consistency with that. And those are two guys that one averages over 40. And the other guy averages over 55 in, best part of 4 years. So clearly very good players, and with records like that, prove that they have time and time again done very good things for England.
And when you were out there seeing that new ball do all sorts, were you hopeful that you'd be able to nip a few out early, and maybe it didn't quite go that first 10, 15 overs didn't quite...
Yeah, it didn't quite unfold like that, but it wasn't for lack of trying, for sure. And if anything, it was almost trying too hard and wanting it too much. I think tomorrow, if we relax into things and we can build pressure for a sustained period of time on that surface, there's going to be opportunities. We've seen the ball already, a bit of variable bounce and lateral movement. So there's definitely stuff for us to work with. I think it's not holding on to too much of, obviously learn a few lessons for sure, and take the information from tonight, but don't hold on to it. Go into tomorrow and see the opportunity that's ahead of us, and work with what we have to work with. There's, like I say, there's quite a lot there, and I feel like on this surface, you break a partnership and it can be could be very difficult to start, and things could happen very quickly. So it's understanding that, realising that, and being good enough to operate like that for a long period of time.
We've got George and then Louis. Go ahead, George.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Thank
quite
you.
demonstrative celebrations by your standards. I wondered what was behind that, and as you went off, is that, I don't know, what was behind that, do you think?
Sorry, I didn't hear what.
I said
my-
quite
my-
demonstrative celebrations.
What does
by
that mean? Sorry,
Did
that's.
you celebrate it more than normal when you get 100, but also waved to all corners of the ground when you walked off? I just wondered.
I think you might be looking into it a little bit too much. I just felt like we've had some amazing support throughout this series, and we've not been able to achieve what we set out to as a group. But at no point has that ever wavered, and that's never wavered as whenever I've come out here on tour. It's been exceptional, and I've just wanted to. It's a way of saying thank you, really. But in terms of, I don't know whether you're trying to say, am I likely to come back in 4 years' time? Is this the last time I play here? But who knows? We'll see. I'd love to, but we'll see how things unfold in time.
Louis and Barra.
Joe, you might touch on it there before, but just the tactical conversations you had with Jamie leading into his dismissal, was it very much cashing in, like when you see Trav and Marnus come in? Was there any suggestion that you might take your medicine for a bit?
I think you're always looking to read the game and play what's right in front of you, and it wasn't necessarily a case of saying, right, we're gonna try and go at 15 and over for the next phase, but you see an opportunity and you back yourself to make the right decisions and the right calls. And like I say, when you're bowing with someone who averages over 40 and has had the start that they've had to the international career, you 100% back them. And it's very easy to overanalyze and overlook at certain dismissals, and get over frustrated. Sometimes you just make a mistake, and you have to learn from it and make sure you don't make the same mistake again. And that's the art of the game. Sometimes it's not being too hard on yourself. It's not being too soft on yourself. It's being real and understanding what you need to do to get the best out of yourself the next time you get the chance and opportunity to perform. So, like I say, with what he's achieved in his career to date, I'm sure he'll find a way of getting in that frame of mind next time he goes out and plays.
All right, go ahead.
Jeff, why did it feel trickier today on the surface? And you just mentioned, each innings. I mean, obviously it's about winning the Ashes and it's about the team, but you also said that you want to enjoy each innings you get playing here, but you don't know how many more times you're going to come here. Like, has that been part of this? Like how the series is going every time you've been out there?
I just think any time you get to play Test cricket, you want to maximise that, right? You want to contribute as often as possible, and it's been disappointing in terms of the results here, but every Test match means a hell of a lot, and when you play against Australia, it sort of means that little bit more. So, in terms of today, the surface, it felt like it sped up slightly with the roller, and maybe hardened the indentations, and it just seemed to do that a little bit more. But we'll see how that develops over the course of tomorrow and later on in the game, and hopefully that works in our favour, and we can maximise that and utilise that to our advantage.
Okay, we'll take three more, one each from Stefan, Will, and then we'll finish with Matt. Go ahead, Stefan.
Joe, sort of taking your point about taking the game on before the second new ball comes, you could argue that another way to score runs is for the set batter to still be there to face the second new ball. When Jamie gets out in that way today, another mistake in a series that's been characterised by mistakes by England, do you understand why supporters are frustrated by that sort of dismissal?
I can understand why whenever someone loses a wicket, you'd be frustrated. But there's no one more frustrated than the guy that's lost his wicket. The guy's working incredibly hard, and you're trying to find the best way possible to get to where you want to get to. I understand that people will see the game differently, and there are times absolutely that you have to be able to absorb pressure and understand at different moments when to put it back on. But I think that was an opportunity, and I back him 100% to take that next time round as well. I think the most important thing was the partnership that we built off the back of that. I thought Wade Jacksy came out, took responsibility, played in that manner. We got another 50 partnership. Could have very easily gone, and we could have gone and fallen in a heap there, but we didn't. We held firm. They bowled extremely well. I think they were very accurate. They asked very good questions of us. And I thought we managed that period exceptionally well. So I guess the challenge for us now is, instead of looking at that, I guess, is can we be that tomorrow? Can we be that accurate? Can we ask those same questions of them and their top order and try and make early inroads and capitalise on that?
Will you?
Joe, how's your back? What happened?
It was a bit embarrassing. He just cramped. It just went, and I couldn't really control it. Thank God there was no cameras in the dressing room. I was stuck on that physio bed, and I was like a fish out of water for a couple of minutes, but calmed things down, and thankfully now, with a lot more fluids on board and stuff, I feel fine. So, yeah.
Okay, and Matt to finish off.
Joe, you've obviously played a lot of cricket against Travis House. He's had a very good series. Could I just ask specifically what it is about him that makes him so hard to shut down?
I think the way that he can score off the top of the stumps, both sides of the wicket. He makes your margins very small, and he's got such an incredible hand-eye coordination. I think he's very good at doing exactly what I was talking about putting bowlers under pressure at the right time, and making it very difficult to build a sustained period of pressure over the partnership. He's always looking to throw punches back in his own way, and he's got a very clear method of how he wants to do it and trusts it, and he's had a brilliant series to date. So the challenge for us is, can we disturb him early tomorrow and get in early second innings as well? But credit to him, he's got a really good understanding of his game, and he's playing exceptionally well at the minute. So fair play. Cool. Cheers, guys. Thank you.